This is Hardened Scales Affinity, or at least Hardened Scales sort of deck. So welcome to the show this week. This is going to be a fun one. This deck has a lot going for it. It looks a lot like Affinity, as you can tell by looking at this hand, but it has Hardened Scales in it. It also has Winding Constrictor in it. And it takes advantage of a lot of the natural synergies with 1/1 counters that Affinity has, and it tweaks it with a couple other cards. And it, all in all, turns out to be pretty good by the time it's all said and done. So let's go ahead and take a look at this hand here. What can we do? We can go Mox, Memnite, Springleaf Drum, Mox. Have 2 mana for a turn 1 Ravager. That's pretty good. Is that better than playing? See, that's actually not even the best thing to do with this hand, though. What we want to do with this hand is play Memnite. Because we want to play... Ooh, we sent a message. Okay, so what we're doing here is we actually don't want to play this Ravager until we have this Hardened Scale, so we can make it a 2/2, I think. Does that change anything for turn? That actually, I mean, it means we get in for 1 less. We get a 2/2, but we get in for 1 less damage on turn 2. Maybe it's better to just spam out the Ravager anyway, and then play the Hardened Scales. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Our opponent knew immediately what we were playing. I like it. Okay, so we'll play our Mox out here. And we'll play our Ravager. So this is pretty sweet. So we'll play the Hardened Scales next turn, and the Ravager will be smaller, but once we start, feeding stuff to it, it'll get a lot bigger. Oh, our opponent's playing Tron. Also, it seemed odds were somewhat low that he had the kill spell immediately, right? So this worked out pretty well. Oh, wow. That's a great draw. All right, so we can play the Hardened Scales. Ooh, this hand was sweet. We can play the Steel Overseer. We can get in for 2. And the fun really begins next turn. Look at that. Definitely the best hand I've had with this deck yet. That's for sure. We are doing it. Our opponent might have turn 3 Tron, which would be annoying, but, I mean, we can beat... Ugin doesn't matter. We have colorless stuff. Karn doesn't... Oh, that's pretty good against us. Karn doesn't matter because the Ravager can just play around it. And this is very good, but honestly, we don't need to cast any 1-drops this game to win. Look at this. Get in for 6. Next turn it'll be for lethal, right? No, it'll be for 10 next turn. But we can just sack stuff and it'll be for lethal. So he does have turn 3 Tron. We'll see what he does with it. I don't know if it... I mean, I don't know what he could have here to not die. Because it's... I don't think there's any way to beat the Ravager in this situation. He's going to try, though. All his dust would not even do anything, so I just go off in response. He'd need like a walking ballista, maybe. Well, that's what he's got. So X equals 3, so I need to do something in response here. Which will be to eat the Springleaf Drum. So now if he tries to throw it at our Overseer, we'll just stop that from happening. Sure. If he goes all in on it, he's just dead. Right? Yeah, he's just dead. This isn't... Yeah, we just have lethal. Unless it's 1 remaining mana. Okay, yeah, it didn't do anything. Okay, well, I guess that's how you went on turn... I guess it was turn 4? That was nice. All right, Tron. That was sweet. I guess we want probably these and this to an extent. Hangerback seems not very good, to be honest. Rite of Passage seems fine. See, we can cut a Midnight, I think. We can probably cut a Springleaf Drum. Cut a Ballista. He has a Hangerback's. I love Hangerback. Well, it's still pretty good, but a lot of. Yeah, we don't need this. I can cut a Worker, I think, probably. A lot of his effects are exile outs, but he does have O-Stone, so we don't want to cut all the Hangerbacks. But you know, if our big play is a Hangerback and his turn 3 payoff is a Karn, he exiles Hangerback, and we don't have Ravager or whatever to play around it. That's a lot worse than his payoff, our payoff being Ballista and him Karning it, and then we get to kill the Karn along with it. So we'll see. The natural states are, I don't know what hate he'd have for us. I don't know what the go-to hate in Tron is. I do know you actually can kill stuff like maps with natural state, though, so in that sense, it's got some utility as well. We're going to keep this hand, though. This hand's pretty sweet. Only way it gets better, I think, is if we draw Mox on our first turn. That'd be nice. Okay, well, that's terrible for us. Chalice on 0 is pretty good. There's a couple cards we don't get to play with this game. And yep, that's pretty, oh my gosh. He's going to name Springleaf Drum. We won't be able to make mana. He's probably just naming Ravager. A pretty good start for him. That's what happens when you play anything that looks like Affinity. Everyone has their hate ready for you. He's scrolling through looking for Arcbound Ravager right now. That's pretty good. So on turn 1, he's just going to turn off 4/6 of the cards that do anything, 4/7 of our hand. Maybe he'll choose Steel Overseer, though. Oh, he did! Wow. Okay, we have life. Of course, if he kills his Arcbound Worker, we're going to lose our Glimmer Void and lose the game. In that sense, maybe it was safer to play a Springleaf Drum. Nope. Okay. Alright, well, at least he chose Steel Overseer here. That gives us a little bit of a shot. Not a lot of one, but a little bit of one. Alright, we got all the workers. So now we have 2 mana. Next turn we can play a Ravager. Or a Hangerback. Okay, that's fine. We do have a basic. Okay, well, things are going all right here. That's another card we can't play, though. Yep, guess we'll go ahead and play. I'm actually going to play the. We're going to play the Hangerback because I think it's the same. Like, I don't think that there's. The things that are going to beat us regardless. But this means if we draw a land, we can play Ravager and activate Hangerback, which would obviously be better. So, and that only, I mean, it's not irrelevant, but we do have 2 Arcbounds and 3 cards we can't play. But with the cards we have access to, we are getting to play them. Well, I can't do that yet. It's unfortunate because I'd really like to, but I have to play this. Maybe there was an argument for just increasing the Hangerback Walker there and thought seizing him. But see, I don't know what he could have played with 5 Eldrazi mana that he couldn't play with 6, and he doesn't have Tron. Like, Endbringer is basically the only thing. he attacks, I'm just going to block with the snap block with this Arcbound Worker. All right, well, let's load up this hanger back and hope that it's our ticket to success here. And to be honest, it could be. Oh, does that work? Oh. Oh, no. Well, I mean, I can choose not to, right? Oh. Well, that's bad for us. That's very bad for us. Natural State be a good draw, though, huh? That's rather unfortunate. All right, whoops, made the wrong color man here. We can Thoughtseize him, though. We got that going for us, at least. I guess, hey, we did damage. Ooh, Wormcoil. Oh, we actually could have played Well, the Eldrazi mana, not. Okay. Well, okay, so good news, he can't do anything. I guess I should play this so we can still activate the hanger back this way. Good news is he doesn't have anything. Bad news is we're a long way from having anything. We won't get to do any cool stuff with our Ravager or our triggers right now because of the Spellskite, but I guess at least we can sack the hanger back for value later. So we're basically just going to take a bunch of damage from this Thought Knot before we have a 4/4 hanger back. So really the best draw in our deck right now would be Hardened Scales, well, as you might expect. Okay. I can Natural State the Chalice and play all my dudes. Which isn't as good as you would think, though. So, do I even want to? Maybe not. Is there a benefit to going Hellbent here? I guess we can attack. We can attack anyway, so. In fact, I might have missed a point of damage last turn. I think I probably will. I'll probably Chalice it dead. Play out our hand. Yeah, I think I missed a point of damage last turn. Maybe even missed 2 points. No, just 1, I think. Because the Thought Knot was untapped the turn before that. The problem with going Hellbent, with doing this, is that he draws another Needle and names like Arcbound. That's pretty bad for us, but why not? You gotta risk it for the biscuit, right? And it provides this chump block so we can then sack to Arcbound Ravager. And if, you know, maybe we can't modular, but we can at least make this big. And by that I mean we can kill a Spellskite. Which, by the way, is a completely acceptable thing here. Okay, so we'll take damage this turn. That's fine. I actually wasn't sure if he would value that or not because, you know, maybe I should have done it pre-combat. Oh, God. That's pretty bad for us. I guess we were going to have to use it this turn regardless, but maybe I should have done it pre-combat. Reshaper, sure. Yeah, I definitely messed up a little. Not a ton, but I mean, the good news is now we can block and do this, so I see. It'll definitely work this time. All right. Things are looking all right for us here. Not great, but all right. We've got dudes. If he attacks, we get to modular on the hanger back. We get to grow the hanger back this turn. So even if I didn't play last turn completely optimally, things look okay right now. We just need him to whiff. No, looks like he may not have, though. X equals 1? I think we can win with what we have on board. I mean, either way, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, look at that. He knows what's up. He doesn't even want to go for it. Yeah, well, I think we... I can't cast that, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can win with what we have on board. Maybe not immediately, but probably not that far off. Especially if he, just whiffs for a turn or two. All right, is it time to do math? We could sack... So we could make 4 Thopters and have 4 damage get through. We could then add to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do 12. So we don't yet have it. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay. Is that worth it? Oh, we can't cast that. Okay. So if he's not attacking, should I just sack the Arcbound Worker to the Ravager and get in for 1 with the Ornithopters? There's no reason not to, right? Because he's not doing anything, and we have a couple chumps for that. So this, I think, can lower our clock. That's the one trick we had to be able to do that, right? And get in for 1. Maybe we could have done it last turn. I don't know. Well, we can't cast Natural State. He can't cast any maps either, though, although that might not matter as much. If he whiffed on this attack, we might be all right. I guess we can keep this one back. That's fine. We'll take 3 here. Okay, so now let's do math again. We can sack for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'd have 5 Thopters. We could add to that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I don't think we can. I think we can next turn, though. He thinks we have lethal. I don't think we do, though. I don't think we have lethal there. I mean, right? Yeah, I don't think we did. I mean, just on board we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I don't think we had that in any way. Oh, I guess we had one more, though, because the Hangerback would have added a counter to the Arcbound. So it would have been 5 Thopters plus 4 from the Arcbound, so that's 9. Ornithopter makes 10. Midnight makes 11. Yeah, Drums make 11 and 12. 13. So we wouldn't have had lethal, but we would have next turn, because I think we made that play with the modular onto the Ornithopter and get in. It means that our next turn we would have added 2 to that and had lethal by 1, but only because we would have got in here. Good games. I mean, he's right. He had like 1 draw to find, I guess, Oblivion Stone if he had that. And even if he did have that, then it's nothing versus our Hangerback, so that wouldn't have exactly been great for him. All right, nice match. This is pretty sweet. We didn't get to do any of the real fun stuff in that game, but we got there. Hangerback showing some power. Nice match.